Three components make up competitive athletics: coaches, athletes, and officials. A referee is charged with keeping the game fair for both sides, yet they're ridiculed and considered villainous by many, even before using their whistle. Hey Stripes, come on Zebra, did you forget your glasses? Just some of the common catcalls upset individuals sent towards officials. Welcome to our first edition of the Referee Roundtable here on NTV. Joining us for this open discussion are three premier officials from the area: Joe Wells, Brooks Wells, and Jim Lang. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me here at Grand Island Central Catholic High School. Let's get right to it. Fans, coaches, and athletes can get really vocal at these contests. As a referee, your job is to officiate the game, but you also have to be able to compartmentalize and put these remarks to the side. Joe, let's start with you. How do you handle that?
Well, over the years, I've learned that to keep my personal and emotions inside the lines, and a lot of times when the fans do lash out, of which they do, I have respect for the fact that they paid their money and they can have their opinion. If you keep it between the lines where it should be played anyway, then you don't hear a lot of the negative.
Brooks, Joe has a little more experience than you. You're a younger guy. How do you just push that to the side and continue to do your job?
Well, it was definitely a learning experience. I think the main thing you got to do is you got to follow the guys that has helped you, traveling with my dad, and watched how they reacted. I used to be the guy sitting by the fan who was hollering at the officials, So I learned that I couldn't say anything to him because I was told by Jim, my dad, that that's something that I don't need to handle.
Jim, I had the honor of refereeing some 7th grade hoops with you, and we heard it from fans at the 7th grade level. They just are relentless. How do you do such a good job of keeping that to yourself?
Well, I think, the parents have a vested interest, and when you're doing some of those smaller tournaments like that 7th grade, only people there are parents. You know the people are going to be excited. All officials know that. And, so we counsel ourselves sometimes. The three of us will counsel ourselves, during a time. I'll go, hey, you got that call, right? Hang in there, so we don't lose our composure. I try to be a little witty. Sometimes I might go to an elderly lady and go, hey, you're the bouncer tonight. Can you help me out with these crowd? And just loud enough so they might hear it. And a lot of times that'll calm everybody down a little bit.
If you miss a call, and it's a tough call, and you know that you missed it, how do you approach the athlete or the coach?
Over the course of the last 38 years, I've sure made plenty of them. To a coach or to a player, I think you can admit that you missed it, you blew it, you saw it a different way than it happened, than it occurred. I'm not beyond telling a coach, hey, I kicked that one, or hey, I missed it.
I think in baseball it's kind of interesting. In baseball, if the pitch is close, it's got to be a striker ball. You have to call it. In basketball, you don't have to call the might-have-beens. You don't have to call the travel that might have been. You can just pass on it, the game goes on. It might have been 3 seconds, game goes on. Might have been a foul, game can go on. You don't have to blow your whistle. We have a lot of times where we don't blow our whistle, but we're making decisions. But unfortunately in baseball, when you're behind home plate, it's either a ball or a strike, and you got to make a decision.
I want to get back to this topic, but we're out of time for today. We're switching gears for next week, though. The topic: situational refereeing, specifically late in the game. Join us Monday, February 10th for the next Referee Roundtable.